Hey guys, what's up? NPS Ready here and welcome back to another exciting video. So today we are going to see how we can create some kind of a metal deformation inside Blender using RBD Lab. So you can see this is really nice to see, and you can use this scenario into your multiple projects. So let me show you a basic overview how I did it. To create this metal soft or metal deformation, we need an add-on which is RBD Lab from BEFX Studio, and I also made a couple of videos in past about the fracture and other simulation, and let me know if you are interested to create something else like road destruction or building destruction or any kind of a destruction. If you need, let me know and I will try to make some videos related to that topic as well. As so let me focus today on this thing. So first thing first, I will create a Suzanne model and I will keep it on a floor. I will simply select this model and apply a subdivision modifier over here, and I'll increase the levels and I'll just make it set smooth and apply this. Now I will press N and go to the RBD Lab add-on, and here first I'll go to the prepare section and I will prepare a low resolution or basically a rough geometry to perform the simulation. Here let me correct this a bit more so we can perfectly put this in on ground. And here I'll go to the proxy and click add remesh, and here you will notice we have the main model and also the proxy model, and this is basically applying a remesh modifier here. So on the voxel count, I can play with the smooth shading, and I can down the voxel size even like 0.05. Go to the X-ray view and the wireframe mode. Here you can see a dense geometry for the simulation, and I can also apply add solidify, so to add more thickness. And here in the thickness slider, I can just make it something like this and just click accept, and boom, we have our. I will select this geometry and go to the scatter, and I will choose standard mode and I will click add, and it will add some point. Here I'll just make the density 100 and just go and accept it, and now based on these particles it will create the fracture. And with the default setting, I will click fracture. Just wait a moment and it will nice. So we have this fracture going on, and in some cases if you find anything is wrong, you can select that part and click auto fix and it will fix it. But in our case everything looks nice, so I will click apply fracture. Once you're done, now if I'll click play, it will fall down. So I'll go to the physics and click add ground, and it will add the ground, and I'll disable the visibility. So here is our fracture. Looks nice, right? For the fun thing, I will simply create a UV sphere, set smooth, and just apply the scale, and I will simply apply a rigid body and just make it active and just make it sphere and make the mass 15 kg, and let me play. You can see, or let me even make it closer so we will see the impact fast, and let me make it 105. Sorry, you can see this is just for the fun. Anyways, I will simply select all these and delete it. Let's back to our work. So once we applied the ground, I will go to the rigid body, and here I will simply select our collection, and in our case there is only one collection, so it will select by default, and I will click on this metal soft and update. And now I will go to the constraints tab because there is nothing changed. So I'll go to the constraint tab, and here with the selected collection with the soft type, I will simply enable the iteration 100 and create constraint group. And if you toggle the visibility, you can see we have some constraint going on inside, and if I'll play, you can see now this feels like there is something which is holding the object. So here is the stiffness parameter. Simply I will just hide this angle and down the stiffness, or there is a preset metal one, so it will change these things by default, and click update. So you can see this is hardly move something. Okay, so here with the 1500, this looks a bit nice. Maybe I can go to the like 5000, just update it, and not bad. So I'll go with this. Next thing is to, so now there is a one thing which I want to do, like I want to deform this geometry based on some animations. Okay, so if you'll go to the UV sphere and do the same thing with a rigid body, it should work, I guess. Let me move it here and let's apply rigid body active and make the mass to like 100. So there will be some mass on this sphere. Just make it sphere for now and let me play, and you can see the deformation is happening. But the issue is like your geometry is also start animating from the first frame. So this is I don't want. If I'll put everything on the activators, once some object will hit the geometry, only then it will perform the deformation. But there is a drawback. I tried a couple of ways using rigid body, but that does not work. So I have a different solution for that. So I will select everything, or simply I'll go to the activator, select one, select by color. Here you can see the select by color, and I'll just select the dynamic and source is target collection and click add layer. So this thing will be added over here, and if you play, you can see the animation is not happening. Now I need something which can be work like an activator. So let's suppose if I'll move this over here. So first I have to apply the animation to here, and I will enable auto key, press play and G, and just move it like do the animation something like this, and that's it. So this is the animation which you can see. And now I'll select this and click add activator and sphere, and now if I'll click record, just make it 100 maybe, and let me play, and you will see this is happening something. You can see also have to apply this rigid body. So I will select this original geometry here. If I'll select double click, here you can see the name. So I'll just double tap and choose our sphere, apply the rigid body and just make it active and animated, and just make it sphere, remove, and now let's record it. It should work now. Yeah, you can see this is working. So let me try on, remove, record, and you can see this is working. Here on the mesh visualization, I can enable the pretty shading. There will be some option pretty shading on, and now you can see. Now let's get back to our work and just remove this here and also remove it from here. Now I want some restart. This crashed and let me restart. Okay, so let's go one step before and let's start working now. So first thing first, I'll simply select everything by color and add this as a dynamic source target collection and add layer. So now this is added into our layer and this will not move now. Now I'll simply create a plane. Let's move it around here, and let's also create a UV sphere and just make it smaller and just put it around here, set smooth. Now I will select this layer, I will select this plane and go to the motion model, and here is an option called particles through rigid body. I will simply click it and let's click emit. So now it will start emitting some particles. So first I'll just make it 15, so there will be less. You can see end maybe like 45, or just let me go to the 15 frames. So with the 5 numbers, because I don't want too much particles, maybe something like this, or maybe 10. And here maybe I can just make it 25 frames long. Like emission will be stop like 35, 45. So we'll see 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay, so this looks nice. And if you clearly see when this hits the geometry, like somewhere around, it start from 1 and it hits on 25. I want to hit it more faster, so here I'll just make it the velocity 5, and let me play and check. So this is going upward and then downward. So I'll just make it -5 and let's check. Okay, so this is fast, and let's see when this hits around 13 or 14 frames. So here at the last, kinematics end on 15 frames. So on every 15 frames, the kinematics, the animation will stop and it will turn back these particles into a rigid body. Okay, so once you are happy with the settings, you can just click on this convert option, save and convert. Select this and convert. Object to emit is mandatory, yes. Okay, sorry, here I forgot to something. I have to select an object. So I'll select this sphere and now let me play. So here you can see it's hitting around 14 frames. So let's go with the 14 here and let's convert now. First apply the scale. Okay, Control A and apply the scale. This add-on literally tells everything what to do, what I'm actually forgetting. So convert now, and if I'll play now, you can see this is nice. Now let's get back to the activators tab. I'll select this plane H to hide. I'll select this H to hide. I'll select all these and simply add activator, and I can choose the sphere. If in any case, if you have a particular mesh, you can select that, but here I will choose sphere and okay. I can see the size is too big, so I will go to the activator option, and here I'll just turn the size down. And now I only have to go to the dynamics, and here I want to keep the keep this as on. Okay, so here I'll just click record, and this should work. Let me play. Yes, you can see. Here is a few more things which I can define, like the margin. So if I'll make the margin 0.5, remove and record once again, and if I'll play, you can see this is affecting more areas. So somewhere around 1 to 5 is fine for this simulation. So here let me do one more time, and literally I like this one. Remove, but you have choice to play and do and check things. So and this feel more solid. And guys, let's suppose I want to change one ball impact more powerful, so I can just select this and select the physics properties, and I'm not able to see anything because on every single object we also have a extra object parented just for the deformation. So I can just double click, and now I can see all the settings, and here the mass is 1 kg, so I can make it 5 kg. Remove and just let me check the record one more time, and if we'll, so let me find the impactful, like this is impacting. Okay, so double tap and let me make it like 100 kg, and let me remove, record one more time, and let me play. You can see this goes inside just because the hit. So here one was fine. I was just showing you the control. There is, you can just try and work. So I'll select record and just play. So literally this looks really nice for me. Control S to save it. Let's go to the metal soft option, and there is an option to create mesh deform. So basically it will take consideration into this folder to create the geometry. So here is our main model, you can see. So what I will do, I will simply select and put it here, and in the proxy I'll just put it above. Okay, so now this will do the deformation on this main model. So I'll simply create mesh deform, and it will do it here. Here Suzanne proxy low, I'll just hide this. So this is our geometry. If I'll go to the wireframe, you can see the geometry, and now if I'll play, you can see. If you want to apply any material, go to the modifier section, and here is the option to unique material. Just check it, and here I can choose any material which I have already. So let's suppose here I'll simply go to the shader editor, create a new material, and let me change this to the metal, and just increase the metallic and down the roughness, and here uncheck the world and select this metal material. So now we have this material going on, so you can see. And let's suppose in any case you want to apply material to these objects, so select them and go here and apply the metal, but you will see we are not able to see the material because if I'll go to the activators, here is the visibility. So let me hide these visibility. Okay, so I can focus on these and here I can apply the metal material and it should work. And let me duplicate this. Let me select all the others. And in last select this one, press Ctrl L and choose link material. And in the metal too, maybe I can just add some, a bit roughness to these things. So you can see, and I can create a big giant plane, and here I can just make it something like this. So it's smooth. And let's add a new camera. Control and number pad 0. And here let me make it 85 and choose camera to view and just make a normal nice frame. And here let me go to the render region. Also I will select the camera, go to the camera properties, and in the viewport display just make it passport, something like this, and hide everything. In the render properties I can enable ray tracing, or I can simply choose the cycles if I want. I'll select the plane and apply a new material. Just make it dark. I'm not sure. Here I can also change the HDRI, which you like. And this is pretty much it. I can also select the camera, and to add some animation I can go to the camera Sekify, which you can go to the edit preferences and get extension. You can install this, add Sekify here and choose the maybe the close up, and here I'll choose the EV just for the faster playback. So you can see on the camera I can also try some investigation type. Here I can also play with the influence. I can go to the shader editor one more time, and in the normal I can use bump. And here in the height section I will use the noise texture, and in between I'll use a color ramp, and control shift and click here just to visualize the noise. And then now this here, and I will press Ctrl T and choose object, and now I can see all these things, strength as well as to break the reflections. I can make it just a bit rough. So this looks like a metal now. I can go to the specular, and here I can also enable anisotropy. So this looks like a metal. I can select these balls, and maybe I can just apply some different colors to them. And I can also do the same which I did over here. So I'll simply copy these things node, just paste it over here and plug this as a normal bump over here, and just make this like 5. I can also use a different noise type, Voronoi texture, and here I'll choose the distance to edge. Something like this. You can see. So now this looks more nice. I can go to the camera view once again, and I'll simply select the camera and go to the depth of field, and I will select this object and just down the f-stop, maybe like 1, maybe 0.5. I can apply the same noise type also on the ground. So you can see how we can use the same node tree on these area as well as. And for the object I'll select this maybe ground plane, control and apply the scale, and just make it like 5 with 2, maybe 1. Actually I want to use this node tree. Select these, delete, control V, and plug this as a normal bump, normal map actually, surface. And here I will use the same object, and on the scale I can just do something like this or something like this. I'm not sure. Something like this can work. I can use this here as well as and I can play with the color. Every color looks nice. Let's go with something like this. Alright, so this is the final things you can see. And to make the frame more nice, what else I can do? I can go to the first frame. And this is the Suzanne. So I'll shift D, sorry, I'll just enable this. Shift D to duplicate and just put it on this collection and hide it for now. And select this GX and just move it aside. Something like this GY. Basically I want to fill the background area and I can apply the same metal material also over here. Shift D one more time and just GY. Shift D GX. Shift D G. Shift D GY GX. I'm not sure how this will look, but you can see. I can also enable denoiser, optics, and at last I can go to the color management and play with the exposure and gamma to get our high contrast. Alright guys, so I hope you really enjoy watching this video and I hope you find something new stuff, and you can definitely use this technique to add some more uniqueness into your portfolio. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks for loving me. I am NPS3D and I will see you next time. Until then, keep working, keep smiling. Bye bye and take care.